John, what's your current mood? Angry?
No, not angry, disappointed. I think anger's an emotion that sometimes makes you really negative, and I think that disappointment is something you can manage better. So I'm disappointed because with attacking wise, we've really pleased. When we had a spell in the second half, played some great possession football, absolutely terrific.
But the crowd were late.
Absolutely, but defensively we were shambles. We were, and that's, you know, people say when Mark O'Brien's coming, well, you know, Mark's a good player. He's come in, and I'm not laying anything at Mark's feet whatsoever. The unit was poor defensively. It really was. I didn't see it, you know. I didn't. You know, we started bright, they come on strong, got a poor goal, one ball, beat two centre halves. Started the second half well, 2-1, 3-1, and playing some terrific football, but we defended really poorly, really poorly. And you know, when you do that, you don't give yourself a chance. So, but you know, I work with these players. I actually do all the defensive work myself, and so I have to take some of the responsibility because it wasn't good enough, and it's been good enough. It's been good. We've defended very well lately, very well, and it's unfair to say, well, we've made a change and brought Mark in because Luke's not fit today, and he hasn't played. Well, no, he hasn't, but the unit wasn't good today.
Was there a particular moment in the game that you thought that there was a turning point, or because it was just a case? I mean, they scored those goals so quickly. It was
not really. You know, at 3-1, I thought it was going to be 4-1 and 5-1. I really did. I really thought that. I didn't see. I was really disappointed with the defending for the first goal, but after that, we were okay. Not great, but okay, but not great. But the second half we started well, we got a goal, then we got another one, and just thought, well, you know, if the unit just defends as a unit, does their job, you know, because we don't, you know, even when we have conceded goals, we don't concede many. You know, when we concede
three clean sheets in the lead up to the game, so it's difficult to put your finger on it.
Over the season, we don't concede. I can't remember the last time we scored, first time ever 4 goals, I think, since I've been here.
Well, the Gateshead game.
Gateshead, yeah. So it was never anything in my mind that we could concede 4 goals, if I'm being honest, but we did. So you know, and I have to understand that. And as I said, you know, manager, you have to be responsible. You know, you're responsible when you win and play well and do that, and you're responsible when, you know, you concede goals like we conceded. So, and I understand that.
Came into the game knowing that Carlisle can score goals and they can let them in as well. I suppose you would have been, you know, thinking that they're there for the taking at one end, but wary that they could have that threat at the other.
You know what? I thought their attacks come from long balls into our box. You know, I don't think, you know, I was never worried about them breaking us down in the first half. I wasn't. I was worried about the amount of free kicks we give away. But, and I said at half time, you know, just do your job. You haven't got to do anything special. Just do your job. Just play the way we play. Keep the ball moving. We've come out and scored a terrific goal. Then we scored again, and then we played a period of football as good as we've seen here. I think. I really do. As good as we've seen here. But that's no good if you can't defend. We couldn't defend. So I understand it. We couldn't defend. Absolutely, we couldn't.
Does that mean extra work defensively in training? I suppose you can't do it anymore.
We can't. You know. We do defending sessions 2 and 3 times a week, every week, without exception. So I don't really know. I've got to be honest. I need to have a look at I've seen the goals, but I need to have a look at it and look at the game a little bit and try and identify. But honestly and truly, I can't see where it come from at the moment. I'll have to have a look. I can't. But like everything else, the responsibility is the manager, of course it is, and I understand that, so I'll have to look at myself as well.
I suppose it's more difficult to take because we were 3-1 up, and obviously the fans are frustrated at the end because, you know, they've seen their team 3-1 up and they've lost 4-3.
You know what, if I was a supporter, having seen the way that we were playing some of the football in the second half, I'd be bitterly I'd be bitterly disappointed. I mean, I'm bitterly disappointed now. When he said, "Are you angry?" I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. I'm bitterly disappointed. And you know, you're always disappointed when you don't win. Of course you are. But it's when you don't win, when you've done enough to win, that's what's disappointing.
Thank you, John.
Cheers, mate.